My name is Zul Qarnain with First Family Inc. and you're watching the Red Report with Video Wayne.
What do you say people may know you most from?
I've released a lot of underground mixtapes. My first records were released on the Squad 5 platform, so that got me a lot of exposure.
You said Squad 5 platform?
Yeah, the Squad 5 mixtape with Lil Wayne. That was my first records I've ever recorded and put out. And so that got me introduced to all the people that was listening to that mixtape. And that was some years ago. I don't remember the time, but you know, during that era, during that the epitome of the Wayne mixtape era.
And Wayne was literally CEO at that time?
Yeah, that's when he first, started Young Money. You know what I'm saying? He had his homies. They became rappers, and he started putting out music and flooding the game and then giving them exposure. So, yeah, he was creating his branch from my eyes. I mean, I wasn't intertwined with it. You know what I'm saying? I knew Feet, Gutter, Super, Mario, all them, but he was building his brand.
We go street main, do my set up high. We say we gang, call them boys that squad up.
How did you get with him?
I didn't get with him.
How did you guys connect?
Oh, I was selling Mitchell and Ness jerseys to Birdman and them. That's how I met them. But that's how I even got around, like when it was in Eastover. And I was like that Way of Life video, a lot of them throwback jerseys in there I supplied. I guess I was the stylist, but they wasn't credited for that. But I didn't, I wasn't officially with them. That's a whole nother story.
You guys are still tight today, you and Birdman? You still?
No, I don't. I wasn't. I'm not gonna say I was tight with these people. I was around these people. Birdman was doing Birdman. He was signing $75, $100 million deals. I was 19, 20, just around soaking up the game. I'm not gonna say I was tight with him. I was around, but then after the Squad thing happened, that's when that whole party. Because I'm not gonna say it was an unauthorized addition of my songs to the mixtape. So that soured the relationship with Wayne and Cash Money at the time.
Okay, you gotta speak on that. What do you mean?
Must we?
Can we?
I mean, I don't get it. Yeah. So listen, at that time I was trying to rap. See, my mind was different at the time in the days of ignorance. Not thinking about consequences or repercussions. I just wanted to get rich or die trying type of wave. So I just looked at it like, okay, I was rapping, bam. I put out these songs. I liked how they sounded. I had an unreleased copy of the mixtape, and this is times when people was burning CDs and all that. So I had an unreleased copy before they put it out. I added my songs, then put it out on the internet, burned it out, gave it to the bootleggers. So my copy got out before Wayne released his copy, and that was the copy that spread, and that way that was like a better promotion. It's kind of like pirating a television show or something like that and then promoting your way. So, and he had all right to be offended and all right to feel disrespected. So my apologies. That was in my time of ignorance. My apologies to Wayne and Cash Money. So that kind of soured the relationship. And they were definitely angry at me. You know what I'm saying? I probably burned some of them bridges, even from people like Raj Smooth and Tiger and all these people. But now that years later, it's all love. I see him, I dap him, I smile him. Everybody has elevated and matured, and I've even seen Wayne multiple times after that. I don't think he harbors any hard feelings at all. That was so many moons ago. But at the time, it wasn't.
Hey man, you talking about a G move, boy. You talking about a thinker and a real. You gotta be a hustler. You gotta have balls. You gotta.
Yeah, but that's what comes with growing up in New Orleans. You gotta take. A lot of people, the only way the people that won took chances. Everybody, and we still taking chances. That's where it comes from. People saying taking penitentiary chances. I don't even remember.
Because that was hard as hell to do.
Yeah, it fell in my lap. You can say that.
Oh shit! I ain't never knew that dude. That's amazing.
Look at Wayne.
Hey man, that's
Wayne.
amazing,
He's funny
man.
on the other side of that camera. But alhamdulillah, it was all learning experiences. But yeah, that definitely got the name K Gates out to the world, and people like the songs.
You said you were selling jerseys to Birdman?
Yeah, Birdman. Yeah, I had a plug with Mitchell and Ness. But you remember when they was real popular, Jay-Z made them popular. So I went to Philly, I met with Rube, and actually Jadakiss connected us. I met Jadakiss, I think I sold him 2 ways. I was selling 2 ways before that, the time for 2 ways. And I sold a lot of people in New York and Def Jam Records and all that, some of the 2 ways. And then when I sold Jadakiss a few, and he connected me with Rube, who worked for Mitchell and Ness. Then I got with Rube and started getting the jerseys for lower than wholesale. And then I was able to come to New Orleans and sell them to our community and different other people at lower than retail price. Whoever was selling the Mitchell and Ness at the time, I was selling it cheaper than them, and getting exclusive ones that the stores wasn't getting.
I be smoking a peace pipe, trying to lift my head out the street life. Gates feel like Kwame from 3 Strikes.
So I came up with a name that was easy to digest and familiar. Gates was already familiar because Bill Gates was the richest human being in the country at that time, so people were familiar with the name, and then I just shortened the Kwame to K, and I put it together, K Gates, and it stuck with me in all of my endeavors from that point on.
We remember K Gates before we remember Kevin Gates. And even when Kevin Gates came out, everybody was like, K, you know, of course you did Kevin Gates, K Gates.
Yeah.
Is there any relation, not relation, but is there any connection with that as far as the Kevin Gates received that name?
Honestly, you would, I mean, I could have my own opinions, but you would have to ask Kevin Gates. You know what I'm saying? He knows who I am. Right now, with boat practices line with Brothers That Fake, and we just met for the first time face to face maybe about 2 weeks ago. That was kind of serendipitous. That was our first time meeting. We've talked multiple times on the phone and whatnot, but he liked my music and listened to the music and was familiar with the music. You know what I'm saying? So he knew of me, and you know, but
did you guys ever discuss it?
No.
Nah.
We kind of had discussion maybe because I think he might have thought that was my government name, so he was trying to see if we would maybe have some relation through different people in New Orleans. You know?
That's his government name, Kevin Gates.
Allah knows best. That's a question for the brother. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but so he assumed it was mine in our earlier conversations, like, you know what I'm saying. So he was trying to see maybe if we had some type of family relation in that point, but I didn't disclose at that time that wasn't my name. I just ran with it, you know what I mean? But and to say Allah's the best of planners, because his career took off and that's what the lane I was in. Of course I had disdain for it and had maybe negative feelings, but now as I got older and wiser, I see that God is protecting me from so many things in my journey, and if it wasn't for Kevin Gates, alhamdulillah, may God bless, guide, and elevate brother Kevin, and God bring us both nearer to the way of truth in this, because you see we walk in the same faith, and I'll go back to that later, but that I wouldn't have been I think that was happened so I can come to where I am now as Zul Qarnain, evolving to Zul Qarnain, because I needed something to allow me to let that K Gates go, because that wasn't really me. That was just a character, like how different artists make characters, or William Roberts is Rick Ross, different people create a different image, a different character that they put before themselves. But I think I'm here to be genuinely who I am, and that's who I am. And if it wasn't for that, I probably would have still been holding on to the K Gates. But it took time for me to let it go. But that his career and his things that he did in his life and being associated with my name, the brand confusion, gave me the courage and the guidance to just disassociate myself from it.
What were you hearing from people when he came out? It was like, oh, he done took his name. People were coming to you saying, oh,
yeah, of course, where this come from? Did he know you? He got his name from you, blase, blase, blah. And as a young mustache at the time, probably those things got in my head, and I probably felt the same way. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I understood. They had a lot of Gates running around at that time. Josh Gates, this Gates, that Gates, and it was a race to who was successful, who was going to connect with the mainstream more. And he was successful in that because of the quality of music he was making, the lane of music, and different things that he did to promote himself.